It's not just my imagination. There's a timer now.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey everybody! It's MerlinCast again, and I've got special guest Dan.
Hello.
And what happened the last time he was here happened again.
Yeah, I'm like a jinx or something.
Like seriously, we had an interesting conversation. I was giving him a hard time about not having a moniker, and you explained how it's because you used to be called Troll back in high school.
Yeah, like when you would first approach me about like, hey, everybody on my channel kind of has like their own little, pseudonym. Mm-hmm. Yours obviously is Merlin. I never chose one. And yeah, I was the most fitting one I could think of because of my short stature and my spiky hair was Troll. And, some of my friends called me that in high school, and you already have a troll in the mix.
That is true.
So for me, I just thought, well, I've been Dan for so long on the podcast. We used to do the Film Fanatics. I'm Dan on my own channel. I'll just stick with it, and
that's fair. And we were also talking a bit about the state of your channel. Hasn't been very active.
Yeah, it hasn't been active at all for several months. And yeah, I think in 2018, I definitely want to do something about that. Refocus the efforts of it.
And I liked what we were just talking about before we realized it wasn't recording. About you were thinking about maybe going through the 1001 shows.
Yeah. Movie-wise, it's been a little harder to kind of catch up and keep things current on the movie. State. Like there's some weeks where I will go and see a couple of new movies.
Yeah.
On opening weekend.
Sure.
But by far more often than not, that doesn't happen. Mm-hmm. And we'll talk about probably Star Wars a little bit. I did see The Last Jedi yesterday, so opening weekend, great. But for the most part, it's not something that I do anymore now that we don't do the weekly podcast.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like putting a movie review up. It just isn't necessarily
as big.
I think that great of an idea on my channel because it's stale by that point. So for me, I want to kind of possibly repurpose to do classic to current television more than anything.
Okay.
I've always been a TV guy.
This. Oh, definitely.
More than movies, even, I would say. And yes, there's this book, 1001 TV shows to watch before you die. They have a bunch of it in the series, movies and wines to taste before you die and places to visit before you die and all of that. And so, yeah, I thought it might be fun to kind of delve into some of the TV shows in this book, in part or in whole, and do, videos on each of them if possible.
Would you do episode by episode, or would you watch the whole show and do a big video afterwards?
It would depend on the show. I mean, this book goes back to the late 40s in TV shows. Obviously, I'm not going to do episode by episode reviews of Gunsmoke.
To be honest, not many people would probably care.
But for your bigger shows, and you and I have done X-Files and Buffy reviews on my channel, which I would certainly like to continue in that vein. We did with Justin the Star Trek reviews on the Film Fanatics channel. So shows like that are just
they're going to stand the test
enormous.
of time.
Yeah, and good for the internet.
Yeah.
Just because a show's popular, I could do episode by episode reviews of NCIS.
I knew he was going to say that.
That's the go-to.
But nobody watches that except
nobody
people
cares,
60-plus-year-old people.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think a lot of them probably would be just
big ones.
I want to go through all the shows in the book, but in terms of episode by episode, yeah, I think a lot of the videos would be just, here is this show, here's what I thought about the show on the whole.
That's pretty good. If you wanted to do episode by episode maybe of something you really liked, I'd say just do a snippet, keep them a couple minutes long. This is kind of what I thought about it.
Yeah.
And if you want to try to make it a weekly thing, you like to watch it weekly anyway.
God, I do. I'm so far behind. Even in TV, and you and I were discussing this while we were setting up. I'm so far behind even on TV. I haven't even, the TV season is now 4 months old. Let me tell you what I've watched so far this season. All the great shows of the season.
I'm ready. Let me tell me.
I've watched Saturday Night Live. I've kept up on that.
Okay.
usually because it's topical. You know, it's what's in the news that week. You know, whatever. So you want to keep up on that.
Okay.
And I've seen the first 4 episodes of the Will and Grace reboot.
Okay.
That's it. I haven't seen any other shows because I just finished watching a bunch of I just finished Riverdale 2 weeks ago.
Oh yeah, I remember
first season.
You wanted to watch that a while ago, and you couldn't catch up.
Huge Archie fan. Couldn't even keep up with that.
That sucks.
And it's funny. And speaking of Saturday Night Live, what's funny is I read an article maybe 2 or 3 years ago with all of the fragmented shows these days, the Netflix, the Hulu, 55 different cable channels with original content. They don't do nearly as many TV parodies anymore as they did because so few people watch the same shows. So it's like if they're like when they had Peter Dinklage on, they did a Game of Thrones bit, you know, like if it relates to the guest. But like for the most part, they rarely do TV parodies anymore.
I really feel like focus groups and marketing has gotten so good now, maybe with just the internet and social media in general. I've noticed that with movie franchises and with TV, it seems like they really are catering to very specific audiences.
Yeah.
Like, let's find out what they want and let's make that movie.
Right.
Which is interesting because Star Wars didn't do that. But we'll get to that later, I'm sure. But no, I think that's interesting. I wanted to ask you, though, because this is my dilemma, is that I have these 2 different problems. You know, I'm a big movie guy.
Yeah.
But I love TV. I love shows. In some ways,
you're talking about my life right now.
We relate. We're in the same boat.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
It sucks.
Yeah.
Being an adult sucks. But this is my dilemma. Okay. This is what I run into. Movies, you know, there's more of a cost, and then there's also that risk of, you know, you might pay to see a movie, you might not like it, and you know, besides just reviewing it for the channel, you know, there's always that risk.
Right.
And there's also a ton of movies coming out to keep up with. But with shows, you might have a better ability to watch, especially if it's on Netflix or Hulu. It's easier to access at your own pace if you like it. But there's also so many shows now.
So many.
With so many episodes that, like, honestly, there are some shows that I might be interested in, but I'm so behind.
And I don't know about you, but do you hear from people about the shows you should be watching? Like, hey, you would really like, you know, X, Y, and Z. Because I hear that all the time.
Honestly.
And maybe that's because I have... you know, a very wide variety of friends. Like, yeah, I think a lot of your friends are of the comic book and anime type, you know.
Honestly, the only show that people have recommended I watched, kind of, and that was mostly on the channel, was subscribers were asking me about Punisher, which I watched, like...
Which makes total sense.
First half of the show, but I've been watching Vikings a lot, which I haven't really talked about. I've been addicted to that show, and forgive me for... you know, wanting to watch a show that I've been enjoying, and yeah, people on my channel might not care about it, and I know that, but it's interesting to me, you know, that's all I hear. Was the Punisher from my friends? Not so much. I don't know. Like, to be honest, I just kind of want to go back and talk about some of the classic stuff. Like, Star Trek Discovery. People told me was something that maybe I should watch so that I could experience it, but not necessarily because I'd like it, which didn't really entice me. Plus, I had to pay for it because, you know...
Because stupid all access, which we discussed last time.
Well, and I'm like, that I do have a genuine interest in because it's Star Trek, but is it going to be good?
Right.
I don't know. And that's my dilemma, too. I'm much more picky about what I want to risk seeing and dedicating my time to, let alone putting content out for it.
Right.
And that's... So I guess...
Well, that's the other thing.
What's the worst dilemma? You know?
Like, when you think about, like, okay, delving into a TV show, and you have, you know, a podcast, a MerlinCast, whatever.
Yeah.
It gets like, then you have to think about, okay, so not only am I going to dedicate, let's say it's a 10-episode show, 10 hours to this show, but then I'm going to dedicate another, let's say, you know, hour to 2 talking about it over the various, you know, MerlinCast and this and that. So it's like... Yeah, so it's a daunting thing.
And then there might be other things I want to talk about.
Right.
And I mean, I know some people, they have a really focused channel where they might talk about one show and or a comic or something, and they do keep up with it weekly. Right. I think it's great. But they have that audience, and that's it.
Right.
If they, like, I've seen some people will do that, and they'll have a decent response. But if they ever try to do anything else less than that, you know, it
doesn't hit.
It's significantly less, and it's like, and I wonder how that feels. Because the thing I've been running into in my channel, man, is lately, I mean, I've just been kind of hitting a little bit of everything when I feel like it,
right?
And the response hasn't been quite as good, but you know, that's just the way it is.
And I've always been that kind of person that wants to experience all manner of things.
Yeah.
So it's like, when you talk about just a genre of movie, let's say, I love comedies, drama, animated, documentaries. I mean, I love all of it.
Yeah.
So it's like, which is, for me, I think Film Fanatics definitely served a good purpose, because for every week, for years, I would catch up on every movie coming out. But we all agreed it got very daunting to do it for that long of a time period with so much content out there.
Yeah, and we felt obligated to talk about it all.
Right.
And to be honest, half the movies we talked about, probably not a lot of people cared about anyway. And that was the problem too.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what I've done actually the last couple of weeks, speaking of Netflix and the free content.
Okay.
Is I am very behind on movies, like we've mentioned. But Netflix releases many original content movies.
Yeah.
I've been going through them, so I've seen the first. I'm going through them chronologically for the year, so I've seen the first 8 or 9 movies they've released throughout the year.
Let me ask you, because I haven't actually reviewed this on my channel. I want to talk about when we talk about the movies for the year later. That was the goal of this podcast eventually. Have you seen Okja yet?
No.
Oh,
nope, not up to that one yet.
I liked that one. That's I really liked that
Who's
one.
in that?
Gyllenhaal.
Okay. That's the Gyllenhaal one, yeah.
It's the one.
I have not gotten up to that yet.
Other people were in it. Who was it? Gyllenhaal and
Macy?
No, not Macy. Prisoners guy. Paul Dano.
Oh.
Paul Dano was in it.
Boy, they love doing the movies together.
And a couple other people. were in it.
Okay.
Well, I'm bad tonight. Seriously. Doctor Strange. She was the lady.
Not Kate Blanchett. That was
Tilda Swinton. Yeah. So good cast.
That is a good cast.
Other people too. So good. But it was like a Korean movie.
I found some gems so far.
Yeah.
There was a John Boyega one. Speaking of Star Wars, as we brought up now 5 times already, without even reviewing the film. But Boyega is in this movie. It's sort of Pursuit of Happiness-ish. He has a kid, and he's homeless, and they're living in his car for a little bit, and he's trying to get by. It reminded me a little bit of Fruitvale Station as well.
Oh, another sad
so that was a really good one. I enjoyed that one a lot. I can't remember the name of it, to be honest.
It's so good I don't remember.
It came out in February on Netflix. It's with John Boyega.
I'll put it in the description later.
Yeah. But the thing about Netflix movies is a lot of them are such generic titles.
That sucks.
But yeah, so anyway.
Actually, all right, well, I'll tell you what. We're going to segue into talking about the movies we liked this year, and I'll try to keep it all the same ones we've seen.
It's kind of a year-end wrap-up.
It's almost the end of the year.
It's almost the end of the year. We've seen, I think, the majority of the movies we're going to see this year.
Probably.
One of the things I liked that we did on the old show was the most disappointing and the most pleasantly surprising. So at some point, I would like to
try that.
Sort of discuss those a little bit.
All right, we can do that. Sure, but I did have one question for you that just that came to mind, because I know you're a TV guy. You like sitcoms.
I do.
What sitcom would you say is the best?
On the air right now. Is that the question, or of all time?
That was not my original question, because I don't care about sitcoms right now, but I would be curious to hear. I do hope you know, and I know you know, that Two Broke Girls was bad. That was bad.
I hate you. Okay.
It was bad.
Let me tell you. Now, I watch a lot of crap.
You do, which I can't do.
I go through it, Two Broke Girls, I lasted, and I watched them from the beginning. I lasted 1.5 episodes of Two Broke Girls, and that's all I could stomach. I hate that show so much. Of course it's bad.
It's not funny.
And I like Kat Dennings.
Yeah, she's cool.
She's in Shorts, for God's sake.
Yeah, she's
one of my favorite movies.
Kat Dennings is cool, but that wasn't...
It show sucked.
It's really weak.
Yeah. So you want to know of all time.
In your opinion.
Okay. Well... Now, if The Simpsons doesn't count as a sitcom,
when I think sitcom, I think laugh track traditional.
We're going to toss that out. Okay. If we're going to talk laugh track traditional,
yes.
My answer, and this, may be more polarizing as the years goes on, because it is very steeped in its era, I think.
Okay.
And that is Friends.
Friends.
Friends is the show that makes me laugh the most. Still, to this day, these episodes I've seen 20 times. Now, if you ask me that in high school, I would have said Cheers. I was a huge Cheers fan growing up.
I know.
But I gotta say, Friends just kills me. I think the chemistry is there. But now, you mentioned laugh tracks in your description. Typically, that is the classic sitcom. But lately, of course, there have been many sitcoms without a laugh track, such as The Office and New Girl and Curb Your Enthusiasm and all of these shows. So of that, I would say possibly the greatest sitcom ever, if you only take the first 3 seasons and not the Netflix 4th season. Is Arrested Development.
Okay. I don't think you can technically do that, Dan.
You can't. Okay. And that's why it's not.
Okay. Well, Arrested Development's very funny.
But Arrested Development is one of the most genius TV shows ever to air.
All right. Well, you know what?
Brilliant.
That brings up another question, because I thought about this recently. And one of the things that really irritates me about sitcoms is the laugh track. Because I don't believe that a show should tell you when to laugh.
Right.
That's a cheat. I think that's weak. But I did like it when some shows, I think Cheers was one of them, where it was recorded live studio audience, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's so in the room, you have that energy, the live energy.
Many, I would say most of the classic sitcoms were in front of studio audience.
But I know that
Family, Seinfeld, Friends, Will and Grace. I mean,
but a lot of the modern ones don't. I'm pretty sure, right?
Well, a lot of that is actually not true.
That's not true?
How I Met Your Mother did not.
Okay.
But that is one of the few exceptions. Now, what they do is there's a process called sweetening.
Sweetening?
And this started probably back in the 60s. And this is when the lines don't quite get the reaction that the producers were hoping for. So they throw in some extra laughs from a laugh track.
Huh.
Yeah. And then there's sitcoms that couldn't really be filmed in front of a studio audience because of the different set pieces, like something like a Get Smart, for example, that had laughter in it, but you couldn't really film a show like that in front of an audience. So,
gotcha.
So there's different versions of the laugh track, I guess you could say.
So there's part of this line was added.
Like 2.5 Men was in front of an audience. Two Broke Girls probably was. Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, do you think that it is kind of a cheat to doctor it, though? Okay, like if someone recorded, they don't get the reaction, and then doctor it a bit
because
you don't like it?
I don't like that. I personally, I would say my favorite comedy shows of all time were in front of an audience. Your Cheers, your Frasers, your Roseannes, your Friends, your Seinfelds. But I would say in the last decade, absolutely the best shows are of the non-laugh track variety.
I just think that
sure.
it's more natural.
The Office, 30 Rock. These are great shows that don't need a laugh track.
Parks and Rec.
Parks and Rec is a great example. Yeah,
really funny stuff.
Happy Endings, Curb, I mentioned.
A lot of it might have to do with that pseudo documentary style. It seems more like you're actually in
Modern Family uses that. I think that's a great show.
I haven't watched any of that actually.
It's really funny.
It is
really funny.
It's a bunch of really interesting cast of characters. It seems.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that was one I just wanted to for a brief topic. But I guess we could get into your most. Okay. All right. Well, then let's start. If you hear it, you can scroll through the phone here briefly.
Okay.
We're going to look at. Tell me, Dan. Looking through them.
Well, here. Okay. So right off the top of my head, and we can get to some more specific ones.
Sure.
But right off the top of my head, when I thought of the topic, there was a few that came to mind.
Okay. Let's see.
In terms of,
I've seen them. Hope.
I think you actually have seen most of them.
Okay.
In terms of the pleasantly surprised variety.
Okay. I got
this
one.
was for me the year of the superhero film. This is the first year, I think, maybe in cinema history, where there hasn't been one bad one in the bunch. Because you had your years with Fantastic Four.
Oh, God.
Or Spider-Man 3. Or Iron Man 3. Or
You'll never see
yeah, like, come on. But, and there were a few this year that I could have told you were going to be probably good. Like Guardians 2, that wasn't a surprise.
No brainer. Love that movie.
But you look at a movie like Logan, where we can all agree that you loved the last X-Men movie. I did not.
I enjoyed it.
X-Men, the last, let's say, 7 or 8 years.
Pretty good.
Really, I guess I was going to say inconsistent.
Okay.
And really, maybe the whole franchise, movie-wise, has been inconsistent.
It has.
The previous 2 Wolverine movies were average to terrible.
Let me go through this with you. All right, we got X-Men. People liked it. Mm-hmm. X-Men 2, most people say is better. One of the best for a long time.
Right.
X-Men 3.
3 people hate.
Wolverine Origins.
People hate.
Bad. Is that
First Class?
First Class, pretty good.
Very good.
Like, I don't think anybody saw it for a while because there was confusion.
And also because people were kind of not down after Wolverine and X-Men 3. Everybody was like, I don't know about this.
Was it Days of Future Past?
And then Days of Future Past, which is excellent for my money, the best in the entire series.
Probably pretty good.
Maybe with Logan.
I like the other Wolverine movie, actually.
And the second Wolverine movie was
decent.
Good. It was good.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
But for this movie Logan to come out and just be amazing, for me, one of the best of the year. I haven't really ranked my year-end list yet, but I have to imagine it's in the top 12 or 15, if not top 10.
You know why, man? It's because Logan, I think, did a really good job of just being its own thing. Like, as this tale of this aging man, his past days are behind him. It honestly could have been completely disconnected from the X-Men movies and still been a very good film.
And giving it that R rating really, and God bless you, Deadpool, for making that possible, but giving it that R rating really gave it what it needed.
It actually showed us the real Wolverine character, the bloody, violent comics, and we finally got it before Hugh Jackman left.
Yes.
So I actually think it's a good thing. For sure.
And then Wonder Woman was excellent.
Wonder Woman would be the big surprise for me because, as you know, I think if Wonder Woman had been bad,
that was the first one I thought of when I was thinking of Pleasant Surprise.
When you said that,
the last 2 DC movies were just at absolute best average.
Man of Steel was. I thought Man of Steel was pretty decent.
Oh, I don't like Man of Steel. I like it better than
Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. Yeah. Director's cut better, right?
Director's cut way better. You have to spend another 45 minutes with the film, but it is better. Yes. And I like Suicide Squad better than most, but I understand its problems.
Suicide Squad's flawed. It's a guilty pleasure. It's a flawed movie.
But we both agreed, I think, that Wonder Woman was the best in Batman v Superman, like her character. I mean,
it was cool.
So in that respect, I wasn't 100% surprised this movie was good, but for it to be as good as it was like amazing.
The only real complaint people have harbored against it has been that third act with the kind of generic villain that might have been a bit weak. But you know what? Taking that away from it, it still was a really fun, solid superhero movie that had a strong ownership of its own identity.
Absolutely.
For me, that's probably the biggest surprise because I had really mixed feelings going in. Like, I was worried, am I not even going to enjoy this? Is this going to be a slog to get through? But it was pretty fun. Right. It was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I really thoroughly enjoyed it.
I did too. I thought it was excellent. And then the other 2, Spider-Man: Homecoming, also amazing and great.
We watched Homecoming. As much as I like the Garfield movies, I think he's the best Spider-Man.
I absolutely agree.
There's something,
and I didn't like the second Garfield movie. I liked the first one a lot.
Yeah, but I mean, I think they finally found somebody who could be in that role for a long time.
Yeah,
really grow with it, and it's just a really
and it was a good,
fun, organic,
good match with Iron Man. Keaton as the villain, of course, is great.
Can't go wrong.
And then recently Thor Ragnarok was good. So
that wasn't a surprise.
But I mean, just in general, for there not to be a bad superhero movie this whole year is the surprise.
But
I think.
But Dan,
tell me,
did you see Justice League?
That's my caveat. I haven't seen Justice League.
Okay,
that is my caveat.
Because you said that
I have not seen Justice League. Maybe it sucks. You're right.
All right.
You're right.
Well, you know what? I think you should see it.
You saw it.
Yeah, I did.
Right.
I think you should see it. I definitely think it's the weakest of the bunch.
Okay.
I have a hard time saying it's a good movie.
Okay, so more along the lines of a Suicide Squad.
I think it's a little bit. It's a little more coherent than Suicide Squad.
Okay.
But my biggest problem with that movie was just the visuals. Like I compared for fun to look back. Civil War had a lower budget than that movie, I believe, but it looked so much better. Like, I don't know why they stick to the gray, ugly colors with the CGI. Okay. I hate that for a superhero movie.
Right.
Why do they have to look so ugly and grim? But on the whole, it was a more fun movie in keeping with the Avengers. maybe you could really tell where the Joss Whedon rewrites were. I think, but I don't. I would go with that. I'd say yes. I don't think there's been a bad superhero movie.
So maybe maybe my original statement, you're right, I forgot about Justice League.
I was like, really?
And you're right, I haven't seen Justice League, so maybe my original statement, but still,
pretty good
I
year.
think Logan and Wonder Woman and Spider-Man really are three of the absolute pleasant surprises of the year.
Yeah.
And you're right, Thor and Guardians being good were not a surprise, but the fact that the first 5, at least, superhero movies of the year were great.
It's dramatic. Like, have we ever had that many superhero movies in one year, let alone good ones?
Boy, I don't think so.
6 movies?
Yeah, that's a lot.
I think that might be a record. That might be.
You got 3 Marvel ones, if you include Logan, I guess, as a Marvel. Or 4, I guess. If you include Logan, then 4 Marvel.
Yeah.
Because you got Spider-Man, and then 2 DC. Yeah, I don't think we've ever had such a wealth
of superhero movies.
So I think those were definitely surprises.
Not to go off, but I know you've often thought about this. Has the bubble begun to burst for you yet? Are you sick of it? Is there oversaturation? Because you have been said that you've kind of been tired of superhero movies despite it, and this would be the year.
This would be the year, but they were all good. So I can't. No, when I really, it was like the Iron Man 3, Age of Ultron,
couple years there,
Thor 2 era. It was just like, it was a year and a half where it was like nothing was really popping, and like
definitely,
like Ant-Man was good, but it wasn't like, but it was Ant-Man,
a smaller scale, so to speak.
Yeah, you're right, very good. So in that respect. No, I don't think the bubble has. Like, I would rather go see another Marvel movie today than another Star Wars movie, or another Transformers movie, or another Pirates movie. All of which had long in the tooth movies that came out this year.
What was the name of the last one? The most recent one?
The Pirates?
Yeah. That wasn't on Stranger Tides, was it?
No, I think that was the 4th one.
Okay.
This was called I don't know.
It was called Star. It was called Pirates of the Caribbean.
I don't know. Like, oh boy.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
So let me tell you about some of the disappointments of the year.
Okay.
Because these I don't think you've seen a lot of.
Okay. Well, tell me.
And it is another like genre-based. How I was saying all the comic book movies. Were good. All of these straight-ahead comedy movies this year were disappointing.
You didn't like Snatch?
Especially this summer. Snatch was the best of them, but I'm a big Amy Schumer fan.
A lot of people,
and it was still a step down from Trainwreck. Her and Han together, they didn't
chemistry.
The chemistry was great. It was the script.
Oh,
the script wasn't that good. So you had that. You had Fist Fight, which was like okay, which looked really funny. Baywatch was terrible. Rough Night, another good cast. Scarlett Johansson trying her hand at comedy. That didn't really do it for me. So the best comedies of the year were sort of the understated ones, like The Big Sick. I'm sure you've heard of that.
I wanted to see that.
That was excellent.
That was Apatow, right?
Apatow produced, I think. I believe the star, the guy from Silicon Valley, wrote it.
Okay.
Kumail Nanjiani or something.
Good job.
Thank you. But yeah, he I believe wrote it. But yeah, like that was great. So yeah, it was not a good year for comedies. But let me get your take on this for disappointing.
Okay.
Because it's a movie we both gave a positive grade to.
Well, okay.
From early in the year. But the hype surrounding it was a lot. And that is Split. Split is a very good movie. And if not for the tag scene at the end, which, I mean, look, there's no spoilers anymore because the next movie that he's doing, that he's filming right now, is Unbreakable.
Mr. Glass,
it's called Glass. So, okay, the Willis cameo at the end of Split. I'm
spoilers.
Just but you know what? We're going to be talking about Star Wars anyway, so this podcast will already be marked spoilers.
Dude, like,
it's your channel.
I reviewed the whole movie 2 days ago. Yeah. It's fine.
So, when I hear things like Shyamalan's back at the top of his game, I think things like Unbreakable, The Sixth Sense, and that's all I think about. This was more akin to a Signs, I guess. I mean, it was good. I think I gave it a B.
It didn't suck.
It didn't suck.
It was a good movie,
but
it wasn't the second coming.
Correct. So for me, that was a little disappointing because if not for that tag scene at the end, bumping it up a little bit and making the Unbreakable 2 possibility a thing.
All right.
It was good. All
right, Dan, I can't really say I agree that it was the most disappointing.
I'm not saying it's the most disappointing.
Well, I can't say it was a very disappointing movie because it's a Shyamalan movie, so I went in with very low expectations. I don't trust Rotten Tomatoes anymore.
No, but just it just the fanfare on the street, not even from critics, but people.
Well, to be fair, I kind of thought it might be good because I remember we thought The Visit was all right.
I think I gave The Visit a C though, or C+. It was very average still. Was it better than After Earth?
Yeah, yes. But
but that's like saying Transformers 4 is better than Transformers 3. It's okay, but or Boo Medea 2 is better than Boo 1.
Oh, geez.
It's
I got you.
You can't polish a turd. So
is it one of the best of the year? No. But I'm just glad that it was a decent movie.
I agree.
And I'm looking forward to the Unbreakable sequel. Well, I guess this was one, but the more direct one.
Yeah, the Glass movie.
But is it a little too late for it though?
Not after Split.
You think they can make it good?
Yeah, people talked about Split for a while.
Okay.
So I think I was just trying to think of disappointing movies that you had seen.
Okay.
Because I could definitely say there were some other ones in that camp. I mean, I thought Valerian was disappointing.
Valerian was another one that I thought. We didn't talk about it, but just to give you the short version, I didn't have a lot of expectations for it, even though I like Luc Besson and Fifth Element's great.
Yeah.
But and I'll say this, I didn't say it on the channel. Visually, I thought it was fantastic.
Oh my God! Visually, one of the best of the year. Hopefully, we'll get up for some awards for
really all the
costumes,
technicals, and
scenery,
the CGI, and the studio
sound editing, and all of that.
Literally, all the technical stuff was fantastic.
Sure.
It's up there. To create a really alien world, loved it. But the script, the story was ass.
Well, they picked two characters that had zero chemistry.
No, and I was
two actors that had zero chemistry.
And Honey Lemon, my girlfriend and I were actually talking about it the other day because for some reason because she felt the same way. Visually it was great, but we wanted to see. Okay, it's called Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets. I want to know about the City of a Thousand Planets, not Valerian.
Right.
You picked the least interesting small part of this.
Very uninteresting.
The opening part of the space station where they talk about the beginning.
Very cool.
It's very reminiscent of Starfleet in the beginning. I was like, this is cool. I want to learn about this. And we're going to talk about these two weird bounty hunting people that aren't very likable, don't like each other. Then you have entire
can't act.
They can't act really. Dana Hahn's a little better, but they're both rough.
Yeah.
And then you had all these mini subplots that didn't go anywhere and were just completely disconnected from the main plot.
Yeah.
It was just if that movie wasn't visually breathtaking, it would be completely forgettable. Correct. But we're still talking about it a little bit.
In terms of being disappointed by it, but yes, we are still talking about it.
But it was a little disappointing. It the sad thing is I think Jupiter Ascending was a better movie.
No.
You don't think so?
I won't agree with that. I think I gave that a D+. Jupiter Ascending is awful.
I don't know, man. I thought the story made more sense.
I agree, though, that Tatum and Kunis also did not have chemistry.
But Kunis is a little better of an actor.
Oh, she's certainly a better actress, but she does not have chemistry with Channing Tatum at all.
Well, maybe I'll rephrase. I think Valerian might be a better movie, but I think Guilty Pleasure. I think it's more fun to watch Jupiter Ascending.
Okay, well that could be.
That's more of a drinking game movie.
That could definitely be. Yes, I would agree with that.
Okay.
So let's see what. Another big surprise. I thought. It could have gone either way. But you had The Jungle Book, which was great. You had Maleficent, which was not that great.
Oh.
One of the great Disney animateds of all time is Beauty and the Beast. It could have been a disaster.
Yeah, really, really.
And it was amazing.
It's very good.
Now, was it up to par with the animated? I think we agree it's not.
Not quite.
But I mean, just shades below.
Well, no, they did a really good job
so good with it.
Of recreating the animated, but also taking it in slightly different directions.
Slightly, yeah.
Like Kevin Kline was the dad. I liked his take.
Yeah, I did too. And I liked that they fleshed out her mom's background more.
That was good. And they made Gaston like they were trying to make him more sympathetic, but he was actually more evil than the cartoon. Somehow.
So that was a good surprise, I thought.
Yeah, I was surprised. I thought I was going to hate that, probably.
Did you?
I really didn't have a lot of faith in it. But
I mean, it was on my most anticipated last year because I was hopeful that it would be good, but it could have been bad.
It could have been really bad.
You know, it could have been Maleficent, but it was not. It was the best of them so far.
Yeah, definitely.
You know,
well, I don't know. I really like Jungle Book, actually.
I like Jungle Book as well.
Jungle. You know what I'll say?
This was better, I thought.
I think the visuals in Jungle Book were better.
Yes, well, I would agree with that.
With the animals and the motion capture, the CG,
and they'll do all that stuff again when they do Lion King next year.
I would say that's sacrilege, but they made Beauty and the Beast okay. How are they going to do Aladdin next, or is that Genie?
I believe Aladdin is in the pipeline. Yeah, Little Mermaid I think is still in the pipeline.
We're getting dangerous soon.
Home on the Range. No, I'm kidding.
What
if they made Home on the Range a live action?
It'd probably do better.
It would. Yeah, can't do much worse than that terrible movie. But yeah, that was a pleasant surprise. What were some of the ones on the phone that you were looking at? Some of the top grossing ones, I guess?
I was just looking. I did a simple Google 2017 movies, and these are the ones that came up.
Okay.
I know you talked about Transformers.
Worst movie of the year.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Worst movie of the year.
I saw Okja, very good movie on Netflix. Hope you get to it.
I will end up watching that.
It's kind of a sci-fi take on the whole meat industry and slaughter and rescue but it's good.
Okay.
Done by the guy that did Snowpiercer, I believe.
Oh, okay, very good.
Pretty sure.
Very good.
Did you see Daddy's
Home? I did see Daddy's Home too, actually. It was about as good as the original. I think I'd give it like a C+, B-. It's funny. Worth it.
Said Baywatch
I guess Baywatch was terrible. Atomic Blonde was great. Did you see that?
I didn't see it.
Excellent. One of the best. I gave it an A-. One of the best of the year for sure.
Wow.
Charlize, kicking ass as usual.
I thought that looked good. That's a Redbox. I might check that out.
Yeah, that was good.
Did you see Detroit?
I did not get to see Detroit.
That looked good.
Yeah, it looked good. Emoji Movie was terrible.
You saw that?
Oh, yeah.
Why did you watch that?
It was at my theater. I was bored.
You were that bored?
I didn't fail it.
You did not fail it. Why didn't you fail it?
I got 3 chuckles out of it. Listen, if
ever there was an F- or something, it's this.
No. You gotta watch it now before you say that. Watch a movie before you say it. Listen, I thought it was gonna be horrible.
I'll make priorities. It's not.
All right, then that's fine.
Wow.
You don't have to ever watch it, but I don't judge it until you watch it. Let me tell you what was worse.
Okay, tell me.
Nut Job 2.
You saw?
Nah, I saw the first half hour of it.
Okay.
Can't give it a grade because I didn't finish it, but
probably worse.
I mean, it's bad.
Probably didn't have an interest in the Tom Cruise American Made, correct?
Oh, that was great.
You liked it?
Plus, yep, liked that a lot.
Oh wow,
I love a Cruise movie. You know that.
Well, you're a big Cruise fan.
Very big Cruise fan. Yep.
I
even kind of liked his Mummy.
You were your video was in defense of the Mummy.
In defense of the Mummy.
I remember that.
Yep.
It was like wow.
Because it was just getting so much hate. I thought it was an okay movie. I give it a B-.
Let's see.
Average.
I think I saw Lego Batman.
I did see Lego Batman. That was good. Much better than Lego Ninjago. Did not care for that.
That wasn't any good.
No, stupid actually.
Stupid. Any horror stuff?
I didn't get to see any of those. Well, that Greatest Showman hasn't come out yet, but that looks good. That's the P.T. Barnum one, or no? Is right?
P.T. Barnum.
With Hugh Jackman. Yeah.
Kingsman.
Haven't seen the second Kingsman.
Kingsman?
I really wanted to.
Not as good as the first one.
Okay.
But good.
Okay.
Did you see Pitch Perfect 3?
Not out yet.
Not out yet.
Taking my sister to that on Christmas Eve. Mother. Okay, there it is. There's a disappointing movie of the year.
Really?
Mother was.
People liked that one, I thought.
Critics liked that one.
Really?
Snobos liked that one. It is interesting.
Okay.
Aronofsky definitely is at his, artistic
height.
Aronofsky. Yes.
I like him though, typically.
Yeah, but this was like if Black Swan was a little off the beaten path, this is like complete, like left turn, drive 10 miles down the road, and then it's Mother. It was.
Yeah, I might like it. I like the really surreal, weird stuff.
You might like
honestly.
it, actually. And it's not that I didn't hate it. I didn't fail or anything, but it's hard to get behind a movie that you have to do research on what was happening.
Well,
you know
hey,
what I mean?
remember though, Classic Enemy. You looked it up. You liked it more. Remember?
I did, but I never hated that to begin with.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay, I got you.
You actually might like it, but
Well,
I really, it was rough to get through.
Okay. I know we talked about Dark Tower briefly. You said
Dark
that.
Tower was okay.
It was okay.
Yeah, right.
John Wick?
Wick 2 was good.
I liked Wick.
Yeah, Wick 2 was good.
I don't know about the Phantom Thread.
Don't know what that is.
Murder Orient Express, I didn't see.
I saw that. It was what you'd expect. It's
That's what
perfectly
I thought.
fine.
Oh, okay, Logan Lucky.
It's a safe movie.
Just getting started.
I saw Wonder. That was really good.
Wonder was good.
Wonder was like the feel good of the year. That's like the Hidden Figs.
Mm-hmm.
That's about the boy with the disfigurement and
Oh,
stuff. Julia
yeah,
Roberts plays the mom.
I did see a trailer for that one.
Very good.
Jumanji,
if you're into a tearjerker, Jumanji is not out yet. That looks very good.
Did you see Disaster Artist?
No, it hasn't come around here yet.
It really no wide releases?
No,
because I've heard it's really good, and I think
they're talking about Franco for some awards with it.
Really?
Yeah,
for his Wiseau impression.
Yeah,
great.
That's good. Yeah, Big Sick I mentioned was good.
Logan we talked about. I've heard a lot about
Three Billboards as well. Yeah,
Post is coming out soon.
Alien Covenant we did a review on. I liked it better than you, but
that was alright.
You've got the whole history.
Liked it.
It was good. Yeah. Blade Runner I haven't seen. Did you get to see it?
I did.
I want to rewatch the first one before I see it.
Yeah, I reviewed that with Justin. Basically, I don't know. I kind of liked it better than the first one, honestly, because I've never been like a gigantic Blade Runner person.
Okay.
Like I appreciate it for what it is, and I like a lot of things about it.
Okay.
But I've never really been a huge fan of the movie itself to sit through. I think that visually it tops the first one. I think it has a more interesting story. Soundtrack was great. Ryan Gosling's good.
Okay.
I personally,
the soundtrack, I mean, I didn't see it, but I've heard it from working at the theater. It is like pulse pounding, like very.
It's very electronic.
Very futuristic. I do like the soundtrack.
You'll feel like you're in Blade Runner, like you're in that cyberpunk kind of world.
Okay.
Did you see Lady Bird?
I haven't seen Lady Bird. That's probably my most anticipated to go watch because it's Gerwig. She wrote and directed.
Oh wow!
And stars along with Saoirse Ronan.
Yeah, I heard that was good.
I know you don't really care about Rotten Tomatoes, but it's at like close to 200 reviews and it's still at 100%.
That's pretty good.
No one dislikes this movie, so I mean,
there's a good chance I'll like it. I mean,
yeah.
I like Saoirse Ronan. Good.
You go back and forth on. You liked Frances Ha. Dances Ha was different. You didn't care for that one.
It was the same movie.
I actually did the same movie twice.
I hate that. It's just a very, very niche.
Yes.
Beat to
correct.
Get every time.
Yes, correct.
Apes.
There was a disappointing one. Didn't care for the third Apes.
I wanted to say I can't give it a grade, but I did try to watch some of it. Thought it was okay.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't that excited.
Well,
about it.
I mean, all the good stuff happens as you'd expect when Harrelson comes into the picture, and it's like 50 minutes into the movie. Mm-hmm. It's a slog to get through. I thought.
Yeah, my favorite's still the first one.
Mine too, actually.
I really like that.
I thought the second one was very good.
It was.
But the Franco first one was very good. Franco Lithgow team up. Coco I have not seen yet.
Neither have I. I want to.
Sorry.
You saw Baby Driver?
Baby Driver is, from the ones I've seen thus far, my favorite. It's the only A+ I've given this whole year, actually, so
I
far.
still haven't seen it.
It's great.
I want to.
Get Out was very good. We didn't really talk about that today, but that is a great movie.
That was way back.
Way back in the day. Film Fanatics era, yeah.
Dunkirk
disappointed me.
What?
Boring. I never heard of a movie that was non-stop action that was so boring.
Wow.
I didn't care about any of the characters.
Wow.
Didn't like Dunkirk. It'll be up for Best Picture, I know, but didn't like it.
Well, I will admit it was kind of long.
B-.
Damn. What? Wow. Okay.
Maybe it's a B. Nolan did a good job with the cinematography and all that stuff, and the acting was good, but I didn't care about anybody. They didn't spend enough time. I mean, it's such a short war movie.
Yeah.
An hour and 35 minutes or so, or 40 minutes for a war movie. It's like they didn't flesh out any of the characters.
Wow.
I was bored with it.
Wow, I thought they were kind of trying to go for the many different people caught up in it, like the flash of actually being there, like you were actually there on the battle. Right.
Yes,
all right, man. Well, I know you're not a huge. Wow, okay. There's a bit
compared to some of the other war movies we've seen, I really thought it was boring.
I agree. We talked about these, but it's time.
But the one we did not talk about was that first one on the list.
Okay, well, yeah, I did the big review with Troll and Gimli and Dickie. We did a 45-minute one, so
I believe it.
Quite a discussion.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I know Dan infamous for not really being a big Star Wars fan. I got you a bit on the Trek side.
Okay, my dad got me on the Trek side.
I helped.
But you helped rekindle the love,
spark.
Let's say.
Okay, but you don't. But I like that perspective because I think that's the best kind of perspective.
Well, it's certainly the rare perspective.
It's no. To find somebody that doesn't like Star Wars, I've met maybe 3 of them in my life, and you're one of them.
It's not like I hate Star Wars.
No, I get it. But what I'm trying to say is, I appreciate
either way.
I appreciate your opinion because it'll probably be the most honest because you don't have as much of an emotional attachment,
right?
And everyone gets so overblown. Like even I've gotten caught up.
I talked to somebody yesterday that worked at the theater I saw it at that I know that said it was the worst movie he's seen all year.
I have heard people say
he's still raging about it. He saw it Friday.
I have heard diehard Star Wars fans. Some will say it's the best Star Wars movie.
I've heard that as well.
Some will say it's the worst.
It's the worst.
But you know what I like about that? I don't think I've ever seen a Star Wars movie that is that divisive.
No.
Generally, okay, when it comes to the originals, people handpick between the 3, but generally you're okay with what it is. Most people say Empire. The prequels, most people hate, but people like me that grew up with them don't hate them quite as much.
Correct.
And I like the Phantom Menace.
I like Phantom Menace.
Whatever. Whatever.
I'm fine with that.
I thought it added something. The Force Awakens, really good.
I like The Force Awakens.
But also, it's The New Hope. It's a very safe, beat-by-beat thing.
Right.
Not very interesting. This one, tell me about it.
Well, first let me compare it to Rogue One for a second, because that's the one you didn't mention.
Well,
I fell asleep in Rogue One. The middle hour of that movie is so boring.
There's a reason I didn't mention it.
Because it sucks.
Because it sucks. I forgot about it in the conversation. It's not a real main Star Wars movie. And you're right.
It's not part of any trilogy. You're right.
It's a spin-off, but it's characters could not have been more pointless.
Well, I don't like what's-her-face anyway. Redmayne's wife in the Hawking movie. Go ahead. I like Daisy Ridley a lot more than her.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
So, okay. I was engaged with this movie the whole time.
Okay.
As opposed to being bored in Rogue One. Now, does that mean I find it to be an appropriate length? No, it's way too long.
It was pretty long.
Way too long.
It was a little long.
All right.
Epic.
It's epic, yes. I certainly liked some things about it. I like that they've advanced the Kylo Ren character because that was I would say probably the worst part of The Force Awakens.
He was a very weak character.
Is the Ren, and I know that whoever made that Twitter is hilarious. Like the what emo Kylo Ren Twitter or whatever.
Well, he's a joke
because that's what it was. But I think here they've really fleshed out the character a bit.
A bit.
I'm not saying that these are
No, I got you.
Staples of the year, but a bit.
Yes.
And I thought he had some good scenes with Rey, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I thought there was some good back and forth, some good battle scenes.
Mm-hmm.
I liked that. What's his face was in it from the Potter movie. Oh, his little henchman.
Oh yeah.
That was good.
Did you like the cute things, the porgs?
Oh my god! Of course.
Okay. Good.
Of course, I loved those.
Okay.
Is that what are they called?
The little porgs. The little penguin cat.
They were adorable. Yeah. Of course, I love them. I love seeing my best friend back in action for a couple scenes. R2-D2. I thought the CGI Leia was great. Because I really, in classic recent Disney fashion, I don't know what they filmed when she was alive and what they didn't.
I don't know either.
I really don't, and that is, that's a good sign technically.
Looks better than de-aging her for Rogue One, the horrifying mummy.
That's right.
Had me laughing.
That's right. So yeah, I liked that kind of stuff. I liked that. I liked the Finn and Rose, yes, thank you. I liked the Finn and Rose stuff. I liked the Codebreaker thing. I love that actor, and I always forget his name. That's not Benicio del Toro.
Yeah, it is.
It is. Okay.
Del Toro, yeah.
Yeah, I always like him. I don't know that the character
was that
personally. I had my own reservations about that because I thought it was going to be Lando, but
that's essentially who was.
I know, but like it wasn't Lando, and I love Billy D. Williams, so like they could have thrown me a bone there.
They should have.
Because here's the problem. One of many.
The one. I was okay.
One of many. But they threw so many bones to the fans that were unnecessary in this movie. Why didn't they have Lando in it? Because I love Billy D. Williams. I love Lando as a character. He's not doing crap. So it's like, yeah, okay, I love C-3PO. He was fine.
Yeah.
R2-D2, was he necessary? No, but I'll give him a pass. He's my favorite. Didn't like the Yoda bit.
You got to tell me more about that because I think a lot of people liked it. Well, what about it didn't you like?
Well, I thought he was kind of a D for one thing.
More so than he was before?
Well, now keep in mind, I've only seen these movies once.
Okay,
and some of them 20 years ago.
Okay,
so
well,
for me,
fair,
I don't know.
It was harkening back to The Empire Strikes Back when he first met Luke, and he was being a bit of a prankster, kind of pretending he wasn't Yoda. You know, so it was kind of going along with that. Maybe there was a little less of. There could have been a little more of the wise, calm, stoic Yoda,
right?
Because he kind of switched gears. That I like to think that was kind of Yoda and pretend because once he reveals he's Yoda, he gets much more serious. So maybe he's just lightened up now.
Okay, I suppose that's true.
I don't know. I think it was okay.
Okay, I suppose that's true.
But I could understand it.
Rey didn't really need to go to the mountaintop at all. She got no training there.
Well, she got some vague philosophy because Luke didn't want to.
Come on.
Didn't really. No, I agree. My biggest issue, which I didn't really talk about much, was I kind of felt like the part of the pacing issue was the whole plot of getting the code breaking thing was a lot less interesting than the whole Rey-Luke stuff. Mm-hmm. And I felt like there could have been more time to expand on the training, more character stuff.
There was hardly any.
More actual explanation of how Kylo Ren was evil and not just jumping to Luke, thinking about killing him. Not trying to. It's a misconception. He held the lightsaber. He wasn't going to do it.
Okay.
There's a very subtle thing there, but that's the whole misunderstanding. But the thing is, it's more backstory than we got on him before, but still, I feel like not enough.
Right.
But that was my big issue.
Well, speaking of backstory, and this didn't bother me as much as it bothered the person I saw it with, and also the gentleman I talked to afterwards said it was the worst movie of the year. But the whole Rey's parents thing, I was more okay with because, look, it's the middle part of a trilogy. Let's see where it goes. I mean, Kylo Ren does tell her things about her parents, but who knows?
Maybe he's lying.
Right, who knows what he's saying?
Your parents.
So I don't take that at face.
You think that there's still possibilities? Because some people are acting like, oh, her parents don't matter. This was something that was just completely put out. That's lazy. It makes us mad because you get invested in that. I think you could argue they're trying to be kind of pushing the envelope by saying she might not be part of a big epic thing. She could just be a normal person. Right. That's interesting, but is it Star Wars?
Right.
That's I think where people are having the divide.
Yes. Well, I think that's the general. When people don't like this movie, I think that's the general consensus is that it sort of flies in the face of everything that Star Wars is supposed to be about. And for me, obviously, that's not as much of an issue.
Yeah.
So let's see what else. Okay, the Snoke thing.
That's the thing that made me mad.
That was the worst part of the movie.
Really, please tell me.
Well, I'm sorry, I don't mean worst part of the movie, but just like sensical wise and plot wise, it just.
Let's build up our big antagonist.
Right. He's supposed to be the big bad for the trilogy. Dies halfway through the second movie. Number 2.
He was interesting.
Did he really not see that coming?
That was bull.
Did he really not see it coming?
And thank you, because it is established, like in that scene, the few scenes we've seen him, he is a badass.
Right.
This guy is so powerful, he uses force lightning without even moving his hand.
Right.
He's tossing Rey around like she's nothing. And he is so attuned with how insignificant Kylo seems that he didn't sense the lightsaber next to him moving.
Didn't make any sense.
Which is why I'm wondering, is he really dead?
Oh, maybe not. This is the problem with
serious movies.
With rating something that is clearly part of a trilogy. And you and I have talked about this with Justin on Film Fanatics.
Yeah.
Several times. But the idea that you know that there is a definite conclusion, like a movie like, let's say, like the Pirates movies or something, where it's like they just make them until they stop making money. There's no set, like this will be a trilogy, you know, as opposed to, say, The Hunger Games or something based on a book, you know, the Hobbit or whatever, where it's like, no, there's going to be a definite number of movies in the series, and here's the outline, you know, that we have. So it's like there are some things that may be revealed in the next installment that, you know, and that's why the raised parents thing doesn't bother me yet, because it's like, yeah, they talked about it a lot, but like I don't trust anything Kylo Ren says. So like, why? You know what I mean?
I agree with you completely.
So why would I be
too concerned?
Why would I be like, oh yeah, okay, you're right. Why did they build up the parents?
Like Ray was.
Why would they say that?
Why is she trusting it?
Well, I guess if you're her, I guess you want to hear
answers.
Yeah, you want to hear answers about your parents. But so look, I thought it was an okay movie.
Okay.
You know, I would give it probably like a B.
Okay. That's not much better than Force Awakens. I thought it was like a B plus or something.
Force Awakens, I think, was a B plus, but again, Force Awakens was very unoriginal. Even I knew that. And then Rogue One, I think, only got a C plus or a B minus, whatever I gave that.
Because of the visuals,
because the visuals were like amazing.
The battle at the end was great.
The battle at the end was great, and the setup was fine.
Yeah.
But God, that hour in the middle was like
tedium.
It was awful. I think I gave it a C plus.
I remember you were on that line.
Yeah. I forget what I gave it on the show, but at the end of the year grades, I whatever it was a C plus.
I was about the same. I remember.
So certainly a step up from that.
Yeah.
But it's way too long. But yeah, like, I mean, the CGI elements were good. I think for some reason they're just walking this fan service line, but then they're not like going all the way.
What do you mean?
Just with like the Lando thing. I like Benicio del Toro, but give me Lando.
I mean, I'd say he's too old, but to do one movie, I mean, Harrison, Mark,
please,
Carrie,
Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher,
they did some,
right?
You know. I don't get that either. That's a good point. I mean, pretty much everybody that was involved.
There's no way he's not still doing that. The character.
Oh yeah, he's still probably running Cloud City.
Right. So like, it's
what's his thinking all this? And, and to be honest, this one minor thing that kind of bothered me about the movie too was, you know, they made it seem like the Resistance and the First Order are just like these entities that aren't involved in the galaxy. Like, please help Princess Leia. Nobody cares. Like, there's some things I'm like, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Did you like the fate of Luke?
No. Nope. I didn't think it was necessary.
Why not just go there and die that way?
I didn't think it was necessary.
That's bullshit.
That it needed to happen. I really,
because he's gonna come back as a ghost in the next movie anyway.
To be honest, not to be morbid, but the character they should have killed is Princess Leia. Because now they have to CGI her again for a whole nother movie?
Yeah, like, make whole new scenes.
Right. And like, to me, I don't think Luke... I stand corrected about the Snoke thing. That was actually my least favorite part of the movie.
I was surprised you didn't say that. I was
I'm sorry.
Because, I mean, I felt like we didn't get that much with him, really, and then...
No, and he wasn't in the first movie at all.
And he gets a
last
cool...
scene.
Oh, that made me so mad.
Which I know. I saw like, raging.
I still feel like... Yeah, I don't know how that was handled as well as it could have been.
So it's like, as a movie...
Okay.
I think it did its job in being entertaining.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
You know, the acting was good. I prefer the actors in this largely to the Rogue One performers. You know, like I mentioned, I like Daisy Ridley a lot. We all know how I feel about what's-his-face, Poe Dameron. What the heck's his name?
Oscar Isaac.
I mean, I think he's poised for very big things.
Oh, yeah. He's
you know, and I like Boyega. But, like, yeah, like, I just... as a Star Wars movie, I can see why...
It's a bit of a discord with it.
Yeah, but what's funny is I can see more why on that side people hate it. I don't understand why hardcore Star Wars fanatics would love it.
Some people...
I don't think there's quite enough there.
I think...
You know,
there might
to feel that strongly about it in the positive.
It might be an age thing. I feel like some people I know really like the Kylo Ren character.
Okay.
And maybe the new characters and trying to break away from.
I do like what they did with Ren in this movie. It's one of my favorite parts.
Because some people really like different aspects of the universe that aren't in the movies, as opposed to the people that are really just focused on the old films. So maybe it could be a generational thing.
Could be.
Possibly. I don't know. But it depends on how you look at it. We are running to the hour mark, but I did have one quick question about the movie to ask you.
Yeah.
One of the other big issues, maybe more than Snoke. I liked Snoke. I kind of liked him. I like Palpatine.
How could you tell? He only had 3 scenes.
I like the scenes he was in. But anyway, one thing I don't like if this is a movie that's trying to push the envelope, take some risks. How about when Finn sacrifices himself, let him die? Because I
do like Boyega, but I thought that would have made more sense than some of the other things that happen in the movie. I agree. Look, one of the things about I always talk about Lost. Lost. But one of the good things about Lost is you never knew who was going to die.
True. Main character.
It doesn't matter
unless you're old.
And I guess Game of Thrones. I guess has that too.
That's one of the few. Yeah.
But they could have killed Finn.
I would have liked that.
Yeah,
it would have been more akin to Han Solo being. I don't know. I just being actually dead and he's a beloved character. And then the person that saved him didn't die either.
I know.
So I was like,
lame.
We
didn't talk about purple-haired Dern.
I like Laura Dern.
I did too.
I thought the twist with her was a twist, but it also made part of the plot dumb. Just tell them what's going on.
Why didn't she just say?
That made 45 minutes to be pointless. That bugged me. There were a lot of little things that bugged me, but I do agree it was entertaining. But my hardcore Star Wars feelings are very tormented.
Okay,
by it.
I'm a little more average for you.
Because
than a B.
No, it's no. I think it's.
You think it's a B?
I think it's above a B.
Above a B.
Above a B. Because I'm trying.
I thought it was too long and had too many problems. But I think a B is acceptable.
It might be acceptable. My biggest thing is I like Luke, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like.
Did you like his demise?
No.
Right.
No. I mean, if he had actually fought him and died, maybe.
Right,
but anyway.
Yeah.
This could go on much longer.
Real quick though.
Okay.
Off of the movie, but related, the Disney Fox.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that quick.
Quick news thing. Disney finally buying 20th Century Fox.
Big.
That means the most exciting thing for me, Dan, is that means that we might get to see
the X-Men universe.
X-Men done in that classic
Marvel universe
90s a bright, colorful, badass, awesome ridiculousness in with Marvel.
Yeah,
it could be great. I don't know if it'll be too convoluted, but just seeing that really comic booky style would be a great change of pace from the other movies.
Yes,
and we might get Fantastic Four movies that don't suck ass.
Yeah. Do you think they'll really try again with that awful franchise?
Look, I'm not a huge fan of Fantastic Four anyway, but if anybody could do it, it's Marvel.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
How do you feel about it? What other things could they do that could be different? You said Simpsons?
Yeah, I mean they're going to. What they took control of was not Fox as an entire company. Like Fox News, for example, is still going to be but they took the 20th Century Fox studio. So what that means is, the movies, and the TV shows and that. So what that means is a lot of dormant franchises may get new life again.
Like what?
Well, of course, they've already brought back Alien, and that's a big Fox property.
I could be wrong about this, but does that mean that there could be something Firefly related?
Yes, that would be a Fox property.
Finally!
Yeah.
Finally!
Because not only was that on Fox Network, but it was a 20th Century Fox production.
Okay.
I mean, here's the thing. Say what you will about Disney. First of all,
they know how to do it.
They're a
great business.
Well, they're dicks, but they get the job done. To be honest, we've seen Saving Mr. Banks. I mean, the same thing could be said for Walt Disney himself. I think he was kind of a dick, but he got the job done.
He knew how to make people happy with film.
Yes.
He knew how to do it.
Yes. And, I think as we've seen these things get bought by Disney, we've seen Marvel, we've seen Star Wars, we've seen, one thing Disney listens to, because they want money,
the fans,
is what the fans want. Now look, I don't like these stupid pirate movies, but the people that like them,
love them,
that go see them, love them.
I know hardcore Pirates fans still.
Yes,
and they're happy the movies are getting made.
And God bless them. It's not me, but look, other than the first one, I don't like the franchise, so it's not made for me.
Yeah,
so that's fine. Godspeed. But yeah, I mean, just look, as we were talking like Beauty and the Beast, like they are reinvigorating their own properties. So just imagine what they can do with another entire world of stuff. I agree with you. I think the thing that's going to be affected the most is the Marvel and the comic book stuff. It opens up so many other crossover possibilities and franchise reinvigorment and all of this kind of stuff. I think that's going to be, their ace in the hole. And, I can't imagine that's not why they did it.
Oh, definitely. That's why
between that and all the Avatar sequels. Because now they have Avatar World in Disney. Oh, that's my brother went to it this summer. Like the Avatar exhibit or ride or whatever it is like the huge tentpole of their amusement park this summer.
What is it?
So now they're going to control stupid Avatar, which I hate. But you know what?
The next 10 years.
You know what though?
Fans of Avatar.
I'd rather it be in Disney's hands than James Cameron's, because I love James Cameron when he did Titanic and T2 and Alien.
Yeah.
End of list. Like, he did other great things, I'm sure. But I know you like The Abyss. I never saw it. But, but, like, I really don't like Avatar. I think it's stupid.
Avatar...
to be honest.
Avatar, I think that, once again, great things about it.
Yeah.
But as a story, it's pretty lame.
Yes. Now, is Cameron going to let them touch the sequels? I don't know.
Aren't they done filming by now?
Obviously, he already has contracts with Fox for them, but...
not anymore.
But anything else, related after that, maybe they'll have a hand. I don't know.
Does that mean Lisa will be a Disney princess now?
It's funny. There have been a lot of different kind of memes going around about that. One of them said that because the alien xenomorph was a queen, that all of her offspring would now be Disney princesses. The best meme I saw about it was that now that Disney owns the Rocky Horror Picture Show, that means Tim Curry is now technically a Disney princess.
Well, I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
But, they used to have some weight, to be kind of like there are a couple of Disney princesses now.
Now it's like, because Pixar started them with the princesses, you have Brave.
Look, the way I look at it is things are still separate. Disney might own it and have the money, but I still consider Star Wars a different thing. I still consider Marvel a different thing. They don't put the Disney castle.
Well, and one of the things that was freaking people out weeks ago when this was first, bandied about was, oh my God, Deadpool's not going to be R-rated. Are you an idiot?
They like money.
They like money. Of course Deadpool's going to be R-rated.
Buena Vista Studios, they do stuff.
The first thing I said to everybody was, let's not forget Disney owned Miramax in the 90s, which housed all of Quentin Tarantino's movies.
Yeah.
So stop being stupid, and of course Deadpool's going to be rated R.
Out in the open now, but Disney's been doing this for a long time.
Right. Pretty Woman was a Disney movie. Buena Vista.
Have you seen it yet?
No.
Remember last time?
We talked about it.
Yeah.
I didn't. I was watching Riverdale.
I did see
everything else.
I did see a little clip of like the anniversary. They got together and talked about it.
Oh, how nice!
But Jason Alexander wasn't there.
Oh,
he's
what kind of?
He's the villain of the movie.
They just had Gear and Roberts,
and the other girl that was the other prostitute, and the guy that played the butler.
I didn't see it.
I don't know their names.
So I don't know what you're saying.
But Pretty Woman.
Yeah,
great.
Anyway, Pretty Woman was a Disney movie.
With a great movie.
All the Tarantino flicks were technically under the Disney umbrella. Right. If they don't do the Magic Castle at the beginning,
no one knows the why
studio.
Yeah, just they just give the money.
So of course Deadpool will be R. If they want to do another R-rated X-Men type movie, they'll do it. They like money and they know how to make it.
Definitely.
So. That's my piece on that.
Well, that's a good piece. Yeah. I think it's good to wrap it up on.
Yeah.
I hope that you do more stuff with the channel.
Yeah, I think maybe that'll be my New Year's resolution, is to really kind of hunker down and figure out what I want to do with the channel.
Same with me, man. But even so, I hope to have you on another podcast.
Yeah, anytime.
Maybe you can come by for one of the movie reviews.
Glad to be part of the rotation.
Definitely, and I'll have you on again sometime, I'm sure.
Thank you.
But either way, I'm going to say stay magical, everybody, and have a good night.